Children forced to become sex slaves. You would not think it's a problem here, but it is.
The FBI says it's one of the biggest issues facing the Milwaukee area.
The I-Team's Charles Benson talked to a local mom who never suspected their teen would be sold into slavery. Charles.
No, it's called human sex trafficking, and it just isn't a prostitution problem. It's an exploitation problem. Teens are being turned into sex slaves under false financial promises.
She's a very, very loving person.
It happened to Joanna's teenage daughter.
They were making her work. They were making her have customers with no control. She was locked in a room. She was beaten.
For sex.
For sex.
Maria found out her two daughters were living secret lives. What do you think that secret was?
That she was part of the human trafficking world.
And do you think she was being sold for sex?
Yes, I know she was.
In fact, Maria just learned her 18-year-old daughter is back on the streets. So your daughter's out there on the streets right now?
Yes.
You don't know where she is?
No.
These parents will tell you human trafficking is very real in Milwaukee. Teens, mainly young girls, are being forced into sex slavery. And I imagine it's a very violent world.
It can be very violent.
Special Agent in Charge, Teresa Carlson, says human trafficking is a big priority for the FBI. It's not just a city concern, it's everywhere.
They're looking for people who are vulnerable, the most vulnerable people in our society, and that vulnerability can come from, they come from a broken family, they're financially vulnerable, they're emotionally vulnerable, they're isolated, they're looking for a safe place.
Carlson tells me her team now has a special squad dedicated just to human trafficking. Give me a sense of what they're trying to accomplish.
Civil rights and human trafficking matters is a big part of the squad.
In 2012, the FBI launched Operation Cross Country, a sweeping nationwide effort to bust up the human sex trafficking business. In Milwaukee, 58 people were arrested. And get this, 7 children were recovered. That's more than any other city. So what would you tell a parent now who's watching this story and saying, I don't need to worry about that?
It can happen to any child, in any school, at any time.
Joanna's daughter is now in intense therapy. But she sees hope and progress in her daughter's artwork and poetry as she climbs out of the dark, secret world of human sex trafficking.
She has a whole life ahead of her that she wants to do something. She has her life planned out, so she is moving forward.
Maria's message for her missing daughter is simple. What would you tell your daughter?
That I love her. Come home.
And we've just learned, we followed up with Maria. Her daughter has returned this weekend, but she still battles this problem. Mike and Carol, the news I want to let parents know is that there is help out there. There are organizations. There's a group called Healing Hearts. It's out there to help parents who are struggling with this issue.
Hard to believe we even have this issue as a problem. Okay, Charles, thank you very much.